Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. In this video, are organic teas better? In this video, I'm going to be giving you my opinion on organic teas and if you should be solely purchasing organic teas. And if not, if you should be concerned about pesticides and heavy metals. After we talk all about that, we're going to be doing a comparative tasting. This video is going to go under the Drinking with Friends and the Tea and Health playlists. If at any point in time you enjoy this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. The more thumbs in the air, the more tea videos are going to come your way. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, then go click that button. A question which I'm continuously asked is why the Mayleaf tea collection does not have more organic teas. We have about 80 different teas and we only have a handful of organic teas, and I thought I would explain the reasons for that today. Before we get into that, I want to make clear that I'm a real supporter of the organic movement. I don't want to get drawn into the discussion of whether or not organic food can satisfy the global food demand out there. That's a whole other discussion. But I think it is sensible to be purchasing and consuming teas and foods that have the minimal amount of synthetic chemicals used in their production. So I'm a great supporter of organic foods and drinks and generally conscious food buying, so conscious consuming. But it gets a little bit complicated with tea, and I want to explain that to you today. So I want you to imagine that you are a producer high up in the mountains of Taiwan or Japan or China, producing high quality tea, the super high quality, the top-notch stuff, and you're producing it maybe with organic or nearly organic farming methods. In order for you to be certified by an organic certifying body, as organic, in order for you to be able to put that organic stamp on your packaging, you need to spend money. You need to spend money on auditing, you need to spend money on the certification process. So there's an expense for you, there is an expense there. If you are a small producer producing high quality, small batch tea, then all of your tea is selling out, usually to the mainland. So Chinese are selling to mainland Chinese, Taiwanese to mainland Taiwanese, Japanese, etc., etc. So all of your tea is selling out at the price that you want because it is top quality tea. There is therefore absolutely no motivation for you to spend the money to go through that organic certifying process. There's no motivation at all. You're not going to command any higher price because the consumers in China or the consumers in Taiwan are already paying top-notch price, and they don't really care too much about the organic symbol. Now let's switch. Let's imagine that we're a producer producing low to medium quality tea, maybe slightly lower altitude, not quite in the right area, and it's producing tea of so-so low to medium quality. Right, this tea might not be selling out. This tea might not be selling to the mainland market as well. For these producers, it makes definite financial sense for them to go through the organic certifying process and pay that money because they know that they can increase their prices and sell the organic tea to the international market, because the international market is much more conscious. That's a good thing, but they're much more conscious about organic farming and organic foods and drinks. And so there is a financial motivation, and so there's a tendency for them to go through that organic certifying process. The other type of producer that it makes financial sense for them to go through this process are the big producers, the big commodity producers with huge fields that are selling at huge volume, because the organic certifying fee may be a certain amount, but when spread out across the volume of tea that they're going to sell, they only have to increase their price by a little bit and they will more than cover. In fact, it will be profitable for them to go through the organic certifying process. And so you get these smaller producers with low to medium quality teas, or commodity producers with large volumes, again of low to medium quality teas, that tend to be more motivated to go through the organic certifying process. And the small batch, high, top-notch quality tea producers have no motivation to go through organic certifying. And therefore, in my experience, it is much harder to find high-quality organic tea. Now, I want to say this very, very clearly. I'm not saying it's not possible. There are producers producing top-notch quality tea that do go through the organic process, but it is very, very rare. And if you don't just look at our Mayleaf collection, but you look at other tea sellers out there, you'll see that the top-notch quality tea tends not to be certified organic. So I hope that clears up why we don't have a large amount of organic teas in our selection. But if you're not purchasing organic teas, how can you avoid pesticides and heavy metals? There are a lot of scare stories out there, a lot of articles that have been written about tea, especially Chinese tea, and pesticides and heavy metals. So this comes down to, again, consumer knowledge and your knowledge in purchasing tea. Pesticides are used, obviously, to drive away and repel insect infestation, which would damage crops. If you are purchasing tea from high altitude, then there's much less insects at higher altitude compared to lower altitude. And therefore, if you choose tea from suppliers that source from the top-notch suppliers up in the peaks of the mountains, then you're not going to be having pesticides, or it's very, very rare that they'll be using too many pesticides. Versus low altitude tea, again, the low to medium quality tea at lower altitude, there is more tendency for these producers to use pesticides. The other point is when it's picked. Tea which is picked in early spring, which tends to be the higher quality tea, or picked in late autumn, which is what we call winter tea, when it's colder, will have less insects in the environment, and therefore the producer doesn't need to use pesticides, or if they do, it'd be very, very small amounts. Whereas tea which is picked in the summer, so later picked tea, the second pickings of the tea, which again is reserved for the lower to medium quality teas, because it's hotter, there are more insects, and therefore the producers may need to use more pesticides. So the Mayleaf tea collection, we only have either early spring picked teas or late autumn, early winter teas. The only tea that we have, which is a summer picked tea, is our Oriental Beauty or Eastern Beauty tea. And this tea, the farmer is actually waiting for the insects to arrive to bite the leaf, which brings about a change in the leaf and creates a delicious aroma and flavor. If you haven't heard about Eastern Beauty, then I've done a video on this and I'll put a link in the description below. So the only summer tea that we stock is intentionally trying to draw in the insects, and therefore obviously they are not using pesticides. It's also worth making it very clear that there are different levels of quality of pesticides. You have pesticides which are made organically, and you have pesticides which are really, really bad with lots of synthetics that are killing all the bees, etc., etc. So there's a gray area in between. So pesticides is not just black and white either. And the good farmers, the good producers, the people that really put dedication and passion in the tea that they produce will do everything they can to make sure that they don't use pesticides, and if they have to, that they will use organic-based pesticides and safe pesticides for you. Okay, so that's pesticides. Let's move on to heavy metals. Heavy metals come from the soil. So the soil, which is close to contaminated, polluted, industrialized areas, will have higher levels of heavy metals like lead, like aluminium, etc. And that is in the soil, in the top levels of the soil, and gets brought up into the tea plant, just like into spinach, just like into broccoli, just like any plant that you may consume. They will be absorbing the trace elements of heavy metals in the soil. Now, tea has had a lot of focus on it because of the fact that tea has an ability to survive in heavy metal contaminated soil more than other plants. It can survive well in those soils, and therefore you can get teas that have higher levels of heavy metals. So again, the key here is sourcing. It's making sure that you pick teas from good sellers, suppliers that are sourcing their tea away from these contaminated zones. Now, a good example is Westlake Longjing. So Westlake Dragonwell tea is renowned for being the ultimate terroir for Longjing tea, for Dragonwell tea. We call it Imperial Green. And so the Westlake tea commands a very, very high price, and it used to be the best tea. But now that area is starting to become overly industrialized. So the Mayleaf tea that we get, the Longjing tea that we get, is not Westlake. We've moved away from the classic famous terroir of Westlake, and we found excellent quality tea from other locations, because we are always cautious about selecting tea away from industrialized zones. So sourcing again is key. In terms of the actual amounts in tea, again, I really don't think that you should be too caught up in these scare stories. So Prop 65, California's Prop 65, which is the most stringent guidelines on diet out there, recommend an upper daily limit, for example, of lead of about 15 micrograms per day. That's the upper safe limit that Prop 65. If you go to the World Health Organization, I think it's about 21, EU regulations about 21. So Prop 65 is the most strict. The tests that have been done on tea would bring about something like, the worst case scenario, something like 1 microgram of lead per 600 milliliters of tea, which has been brewed very strong 3 to 4 minutes. So even if you get the worst tea, low quality tea that has been produced in areas of industrialized zones, I still don't think that the risk is of huge concern. Clearly, it's much better for you to find tea from better sources where that level is much lower. And it's actually interesting to note that the higher lead teas that have been done that have been found in these studies actually was an organic green tea. So it goes to show that organic does not necessarily equate to safer, and organic doesn't mean that you're going to have lower heavy metals, because it's all about how close it is to an industrialized zone. Again, remember what I said, the low to medium quality farmers tend to be the ones that go through this organic certifying process. Okay, I hope that this has given you enough information, armed you with enough information to make the right choices for your health. But let's now focus back on taste. Does organic tea taste better than non-organic tea? Well, I've given you my opinions, but I want to get another opinion from somebody that has not tasted as many teas as I have. I am about to leave and go and pick up a very special guest, and then we're going to come back and do a comparative tasting. We are back, and I would like you all to welcome my father-in-law, Michel. Michel has just arrived in from Paris. We've just picked him up from Eurostar. We've just come back, and immediately he arrives here and he's going to taste some tea. Now, this man here is by far the most passionate person for organic food I have ever met. Not just organic food, but also local food that's sourced, you know, from exactly the right place. I mean, it's unbelievable, his cupboard. You go to his house and it's all foraged foods or organic foods. Yeah. It gets a bit too much sometimes. Sometimes when I go to visit him in France, and we go to these big supermarkets full of amazing food, all these cheeses, all these bread, all this amazing saucisson, all these foods, and we can't buy any, we can only buy the ones with bio, with organic on it. So it like immediately cuts down my selection quite significantly. But he is so passionate about organic food. So I thought he is the perfect person to do a taste test between two different teas, two of the same tea, one being organic and one being non-organic or not certified organic. And the teas we have here are Eastern Beauty. So I talked a bit earlier about Eastern Beauty. The reason why I've picked Eastern Beauty is because Eastern Beauty is picked in the summer, and they want to encourage insects to come and bite the leaf, and so there's definitely no pesticides. So that takes away that whole, you know, pesticide argument on this one. This is purely a taste test between organic and non-organic. They are both from Taiwan, and they are pretty much the same price. So this one over here, this one here is our Eastern Beauty that we stock at Mayleaf. Can you hold it? Yeah. So you can see, and maybe hold the other one next to it. Yeah.
Do you know which is which?
Yeah, so the one, so let me just check it's in focus. So this one here is our Eastern Beauty, and it is Taiwanese, high quality Taiwanese Oriental Beauty, and it's grown in organic conditions. The farmer is doing everything right. The one on the left here is same place, Taiwan, similar area, but is certified organic. And I think you can immediately see that this one over here has more stems, looks a bit lower quality than this one here. So immediately, visually, this looks lower quality than this one. But let's do a taste test. And in order to do a taste test, I've tasted these obviously before because I've selected this one. So this is the certified organic. This has not been certified as organic. Let's do a taste test, but I think it's better to do it, how do you say, aveugle?
Aveugle.
Blind.
Yeah.
Blindfolded. Ça va?
Sans regarder.
Sans regarder.
D'accord, mais moi je vais essayer. Hein.
Okay. So you get that ready.
Okay.
We've got 7 grams here. I'm going to be putting the Mayleaf Eastern Beauty in this pot. This pot has a little green sticker, so that designates organic. And I'm going to put
Tu me dis c'est trop.
the
C'est bien, c'est bien.
I'm going to put the organic certified Eastern Beauty here.
Ça compte.
So the only difference between these teas is that this has been certified organic, this has not been certified. And in terms of the price, this one's a little bit more expensive, but they're relatively similar price. So really, it would be around the same level that we would have to charge our clients in terms of the cost. Okay, so they're both blindfolded. So I'm going to give these a quick rinse. This is 90-degree water. So it's 90-degree water, which is about 195 Fahrenheit. I'm going to pour these away.
Oh my god.
Are you
So
blind?
tight. Oh my.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Blind.
So the first thing we're going to do is smell. We're going to get them to smell the wet leaf. Okay, so Michel first. Alors celui-là, c'est numéro 1. Alors prends ça avec ta main.
Tes mains.
Tes mains. Wow, one hand is.
Une main.
Alors,
Je sens déjà.
je sens, tu sens? Oui. Et ça c'est numéro 2. Avec l'autre main.
Tu sens une différence?
Attends. Ouais.
Oh. Okay.
Alors, quel est... ok. Dis
Parce
pas.
que voilà, celui-là, il est plus vert.
Plus vert.
Ouais.
Ok. More
Celui-là,
green. More fresh.
Et l'autre, il est comment?
Il a plus de saveur.
Oh, moi.
Plus soft.
More soft.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Alors, donne à Céline. So this is number 1. That's number 1.
Number 1.
And number 2.
Oh, there's a massive difference.
Okay. Come a bit closer.
I mean, this smells nice, this one, but...
So which one do you prefer? Alors, à ton avis, lequel est le meilleur? 1 ou 2?
Celui-là.
Lequel?
Celui-là que je préfère.
Lequel?
Mais l'odeur, je préfère celui qui était dans ma main. Tu vois, ici, là.
So he prefers number 1. Which do you prefer?
Which one is this one?
That's number 2.
Ah ouais.
That's number 2?
Yeah.
Definitely number 2.
Definitely number 2. Okay. Here we go.
Ah, tu préfères numéro 1, toi?
Attends, parce que moi j'ai fait que sentir. Hein.
No, you've done your taste. That's it. That's good. You've got your opinions. let's go to the taste. So we're going to brew these for the same amount of time. Put that one over there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Put that one here. Gonna let that brew just for about 5 more seconds.
So my dad he'll drink our puer teas.
Oh yeah. Well, the great thing is that even though
Michelle is a staunch advocate for organic. We've managed to convert him to May leaf teas, so
Well, some of yeah.
some of them.
Old tea tree ones.
Yeah, he likes the gushu. Okay, so I'm going to show the camera the color difference. I mean, they were brewed pretty much around the same time, give or take a couple of seconds. Let me just do this. It's hard to do this and focus at the same time. Hopefully that's in focus. There is a clear color difference. I'm not going to say out loud which one's darker because I don't want to influence you, but there is a clear color difference between them. Okay, so we're going to move these out of the way, just in case you YouTubers are not quite sure which one's which. This one here is the organic one. This one here. Okay. So we're going to do the same again. We've got green on here. So these two have green stickers. So here you go. Ready, guys?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so this is number one. Here you go. That's number one.
Je sens, mais attends.
Non, tu goûtes, papa. Mais c'est chaud. Ça va?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hold the other one here in your other hand?
Yeah, that's number one.
That's number one. Et celui-là, c'est numéro 2.
Attends, j'ai rien.
Oh my god.
Okay. Number one and number 2.
I'm just going to put down the one I don't like anymore.
I'll take that.
Thank you.
Alors, monsieur. Monsieur Bio.
C'est pas grave, celui-là.
Lequel que tu préfères en goût?
Le deuxième.
Le deuxième, pourquoi?
Il est meilleur.
Pourquoi?
Il a plus de goût.
Plus de goût.
Ouais.
Ok. On essaie encore une fois.
Ouais.
Alors, maintenant.
Il a plus de... Tu sens mieux
Encore
la saveur
là.
dans le deuxième.
Et...
Il y en a dans ton ami parce qu'il ne faut pas que je renverse. Hein.
Ok, on a. Essaye encore une fois.
Alors. Ouais.
Ouais.
Il faudrait rincer la bouche avant, entre chaque verre.
Pourquoi t'as mangé quelque chose avant?
Celui-là.
Good. Bien fait. Okay, you can take your blindfolds off.
C'était quoi le numéro 2?
C'était celui-là.
Yeah, so I switched his because I wanted because I was worried that he was being influenced by you.
Tu sens, il est meilleur.
Yeah, I was worried he was being influenced
Tu vois,
by you.
celui-là, il a moins de saveur, il a moins de goût. Celui-là.
Ouais, moi je suis d'accord.
Yeah.
Ouais.
So both of them picked out the Eastern Beauty that is not certified organic, and both of them preferred the taste over the organic certified tea, which is a bit of a shock for him probably. But you preferred, mais tu
l'odeur.
Tu préfères.
Oui, mais après, je pense que ça dépend du moment à laquelle tu sens le thé.
Oui.
Tu vois. Mais l'odeur était plus douce dans le thé.
Alors,
dans l'autre thé.
encore une fois.
On dit voilà, je vais te dire.
Quel préfère?
Ah, c'est difficile, hein.
I have to say, it is a
Je
good
pense que
quality.
ça c'est mieux.
You prefer that one, okay? So that's the not certified May leaf.
Ouais.
So overall, I think it's pretty clear
J'ai plus de mal
that
à
the
le
winner
dire.
here is the non-organic certified. Now, please, before you start writing lots of comments about how this is not a fair test and you know there's lots of, I realize that this is just for fun, okay? I like to do blind tastings. Anybody who's watched our May leaf videos will know I like to do blind tastings. This is not meant to mean an absolute stamp of disapproval for organic certified teas at all. As I said, we love the idea of organic and we will continue to search for organic teas, isn't it? Whenever we do samples, whenever we get an organic sample, we are always excited to try it and we hope that it is a better tea.
We're always like, maybe it's going to be really good this time.
And occasionally, like the Amber Gabba
Yeah, true.
we've got is an organic. we've gotten
Ruby
some
blend.
white peonies before that have
Yeah.
been organic. So
Yeah.
occasionally it does work out.
true.
But usually, I have to say, usually this is the result. Usually the flavor of organic teas demonstrates that it's lower to medium quality tea, which they've spent the money to certify organic in order to increase their margins. Okay,
Merci.
keep drinking this tea. Anything you want to add?
So wait, so the one that I smelled that I liked the most and the smell.
Was the non-organic certified. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. Was not certified organic.
Right, and then the one that I tasted I liked was also the same one.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So you both pretty much chose the one that was not organically certified
Right.
over the one that was organically certified. So it goes to show that organic or non-organic is not going to be a definer in terms of which is a better quality tea. And in fact, if you had to make a generalization, unfortunately, I would say that organic teas are generally going to be more likely to be lower quality tea. Unfortunately, and hopefully that will change. That's it, tea heads. If you made it to the end of this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. Check out our YouTube playlist and let us know if there are any videos that you would like us to make. If you're ever in London, then come visit us in Camden to say hi and taste our wares. If you have any questions or comments, then please fire them over. Other than that, this is Michelle visiting London for the weekend. We're going to have a nice weekend with him. This is Celine. I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away. Whoa, stop. We are not going to do this again. We've done this before with other videos. I am finishing this. The battery ran out, but I'm going to finish it. This is Michelle. This is Celine. I am Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the good stuff and spread the word because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.